Thank you, Leanne. Thank you, folks, for coming out on this nice sunny Sunday. Oh, no, that was yesterday. Okay, I just want to welcome you all here on behalf of the City of Long Beach, its Council, the Mayor, and its citizens. We wish to thank you for coming on this second anniversary commemorating the earthquake and tsunami in Japan. How many of you here have witnessed a tsunami firsthand? Has anybody been somewhere? You know, there's a diverse age group here, so I'd say, you know, even seeing them, I can remember back earthquakes that happened that might have been a tidal wave. The tsunami word came along quite a while after that process. At 13, I was down in Ocean Park with my family visiting and playing on the beach in the process. And there was a tidal wave alert that came through, and the loudspeaker on the firecraft went around. Tidal wave alert, you know, take care, take warning to be away from the beach. Of course, there I had two brothers and another family were all there together, and we all ran down on the first dune to watch it come in. So, you know, the education of the process has changed over the years and what it can be. So I look to that process of saying that this tsunami alert that we had in Japan got my attention by a phone call as the mayor of Long Beach and the city administrator. Some of the staff called to say, you know, that the alert was been given and that there was a large earthquake in Japan and a tidal wave or a tsunami was possible to be headed to our way. So they were giving the warning in the process. We had not elevated from the state of Washington into I think we were still at watch and never really made warning status in the process. But it was interesting as we did it as an exercise, and we took all of the city infrastructure that needed to be used if it did come, like the fire department and some of the extra police vehicles and shop vehicles, and put them up at our water plant, which was the plan to where they went. So city staff and the citizens really reacted, I thought, somewhat at times out of fear and somewhat responsible to try to get to safe ground, even though we didn't experience the earthquake here. So I know that the Long Beach School or the high school that was closed at that time became a shelter, and they opened it up, and a lot of the citizens and visitors alike from this area went up to the high school up there and sat out till the all clear was given in that process. As we looked at it, we knew that we had time, as long as it was that far away, that we would be able to see and get reports from NOAA as to how close it was coming to Long Beach. And so basically manned the phones in Long Beach, City Hall, even though the rest of them moved vehicles and strategic information to the high ground. We answered phone calls and people dropping in wanting to know, you know, what exactly do we do. We got reports all over the place of what was being told to them, you know, the process, what had happened. Some of the motels had actually asked them to leave. You need to leave. You need to get away from here right now, you know, the process, which wasn't exactly true, but I guess if you want to take the ultimate responsibility of going away quickly and while everything was in one piece, then that would be each individual's choice. So anyway, so that's a little bit of that history on what we did with the last tsunami. While we are saddened by the loss of life and destruction observed in the aftermath of the scene in Japan, we are also mindful of the outpouring of support and goodwill that came from around the world to help the victims of the tsunami and the earthquake, as far as it goes. You know, we talk about the tsunami, which is affected by the earthquake. To think about that earthquake that creates that large of a tsunami wave has to be of a magnitude that disrupts everything that happens within our infrastructure. Roads buckle, you know, sinking, settling. So all kinds of different things that will happen even in the earthquake part of it, that we want to make sure that people understand they may not be able to get in a vehicle and drive away, especially if we're at the point of impact of where the earthquake is. If you can think of how many have felt an earthquake as was reported. Think of it for lasting for 9 to 10 minutes in a high-level process of shaking. And what that would do on the sandy beach is you go out there and clam dig or whatever and see how the sand sloughs from below in the process when you just dig a small hole. So put an earthquake that's lasting for about 9 minutes and see how big a hole we may create. Let's see, this historical event was devastating in ways too numerous to recount. At the same time, it has provided us with so many valuable life lessons. Communities will band together to rebuild and restore what was lost. We wish to watch the steps they take and hopefully be able to learn by those processes and how we can benefit from it. The loss of life be ever changed, no doubt we will develop plans to make structures and minimize loss of life in the future. And we should all take time to work on our own personal plan as well, as a to-go box or bag in case of such an emergency. You know, having something that you can grab quickly if you need to get out and get to safety. Something that will help you as the next couple of days you're probably not going to have much help from anybody else other than yourself and what other survivors are around you that may be able to offer. And in closing, I wish to thank you all who gave some time today to commemorate Japan's losses.